Okay guys, so I just realized that the video that I recorded earlier, I accidentally deleted it. So that's great. Gonna give you up and gonna let you down. They're gonna turn around and hurt you. Give you up, I'm gonna say goodbye.
Boy, Gracie me. And today, guys.
Hey, what is going on, people of the internet? It is your boy Theo, aka Sparcan, and today we are gonna be doing tips and tricks on how to start a YouTube channel. Now, before this video starts, I would like to say shout out to Nuclear Nacho and Ketchup Gaming. Thank you guys so much for commenting on my last video, and thank you guys so much, by the way, for 80 plus views and 10 likes on my video that I did yesterday, even though that I didn't upload it on time. Thank you guys for all of the support, and I literally just uploaded it like less than 24 hours ago, and now it has 81 views, which is crazy. So just thank you guys so much for that. But today we're gonna be doing tips and tricks on how to start a YouTube channel. Now, the reason why I wanted to do this is because some people want to start a YouTube channel, but that they don't really know the ins and outs of YouTube, the kind of tips on how to have a successful YouTube channel. So this video is perfect for you, and you guys requested this on Instagram, so that's why I'm gonna make this video today, and I hope you guys will enjoy it. So the first tip I have for you guys is to make sure that you have the passion and courage to make YouTube videos. Now, this is probably one of the most important things about doing YouTube, is that you want to have the courage to do it. Because some people want to make YouTube video just because for the money or something else, which is a very bad misconception, because doing YouTube takes a lot of hard work and tons of motivation. And personally for me, it takes a lot of time to edit and do everything. Like a simple 5 or 6 minute video might look easy from the outside, but behind the scenes it actually takes a lot of work to do it. So tip number 1 I have for you guys is to have the courage or passion to make YouTube videos. Tip number 2 is that you don't need the best equipment to start YouTube videos. Now, I think this is kind of like a misconception to some other people, especially for me when I started, just because I thought, oh, you need the best camera, the best this and that. But then I realized you don't really need it. A simple smartphone, the thing that you use to text your friends with, or even watch my YouTube videos, can be used as your all-in-one device. It could be used for editing videos, recording, and doing your thumbnails, and then titles and everything. It just goes to show that that we live in a time and era where smartphones are becoming more and more competitive with PCs and laptops, and I would say take that advantage, because phones are becoming much more powerful. And yeah, so pretty much you don't need the best equipment to start out, just because you're starting out from YouTube. Like you're starting off from scratch, and then you slowly start to build up an audience. So that's tip number 2 I have for you guys, is you don't need the best equipment to start doing YouTube. Tip number 3 is to have a catchy and easy to remember name. Now, the reason why is it makes it much easier for people to remember your YouTube name. So let's say your friend tells you, yo, what's your YouTube channel name? Oh, it's just at Sparcan. So kind of something like that. It just makes it not really easy for you to say, but it just makes it much more catchy and what do you call this, simple, I would say, for people to remember your name. And this is kind of like a common mistake with people who are starting out, is that they have very complex names. This is also a bonus tip, is don't include unnecessary symbols or numbers in your YouTube name. And that's the one thing that I struggled with when I was starting out. My name before used to be Theo_Plays13, which is what you don't want to do So you might be thinking, well, I don't know how to make one. Well, you could either A, go on Google and search for like a name generator for YouTube, and then the generator would generate a name for you. Or you could do what I did, is to get your first, second, or middle initial and merge it with your last name. So what I did is I merged my middle name and my last name, and bam, I created Sparcan. So make sure that you have a very catchy name, just because not only it would make it catchy and easy to remember, but it will also make a kind of like, what do you call this, kind of like it's kind of like your brand name, I would say. So that's why you need to have a catchy nickname. And tip number 3 I have for you guys is to have a catchy and easy name to remember. Okay, tip number 4 is try to be consistent with your uploads. Now this tip is honestly hitting me really hard right now, because I don't upload that consistently. And I learned my lesson that I should at least upload once or twice a week. And you might be thinking, well, I don't have that much time to make YouTube videos. Well, that's fine, but if you have the time to make them, I'll recommend doing videos once a week, so that not only is it much easier for you, so it would take the pressure off you, but it would also make your video much more eventful, I would say, and much more interesting, just because you put so much research and time into it. It would make your video much more viewer friendly, and it would attract different people to watch your YouTube videos. So that's tip number 4 I have for you guys, is try to be consistent with your YouTube video uploads. Tip number 5, and this is kind of like an optional thing, is to have good thumbnails. Now, I know some people aren't really the greatest at editing, and I'm very thankful that I am very talented in creating YouTube thumbnails. But if you're kind of struggling on how to make one, you can go on YouTube. There's thousands upon thousands of results on how to make YouTube thumbnails, and I actually learned how to make thumbnails on YouTube as well. So if you want to start making YouTube thumbnails, like really good ones, I recommend using PixArt, because PixArt, not only is it free, it's really good. It has a really good interface, and I think it's very user friendly. Thumbnail editor that I use is PixArt, and I think that you guys would like it. Also, guys, by the way, let me know in the comments if you guys want me to do like a tutorial on how I make my YouTube thumbnail, just because I would think that it would be very interesting. But that's tip number 5 I have for you guys, is to have good YouTube thumbnails. Tip number 6 is focus on a specific audience, or target a specific audience. Now you might be thinking, what do you mean? You basically want to target a specific viewer. So let's say if you're a gamer, you need to target people who are interested in video games. Or if you're a cook, or if you like cooking videos, then you have to target people who like to learn about cooking. So that's kind of like a important tip, just so that people will not only know what your channel is about, but it makes it so that people would easily recognize what your channel is. So if you're a channel that uploads different kinds of stuff, people would think, oh, what's your main content? So that's kind of why you need to have a specific content or a specific audience to target, just because it makes it easier for people to recognize your name and your YouTube channel. Tip number 7 is to have a unique YouTube title. Now you might be thinking, well, how do I make one? You can search on YouTube upon thousands and thousands of results on how to make a good title. Now what I do is I just take a general title, and then I put hashtags. So hashtags are pretty much like tags on YouTube, where when people search a specific word in your thumbnail, or in your title, I mean, it would kind of like make your video much more appealing, or it would make your video much easier for people to see. So that's why I would recommend that you guys have a unique title, just because not only it would make it so that people could see you much easier, but it would make it unique for other YouTube channels. So your title is kind of like a one-time only thing compared to other YouTube channels, and that's what separates you from other YouTube channels, is that you have a unique thumbnail. So tip number 9 is to do some research before you click record. Now I would say this is probably one of the most important tips, is to do some research before you record, because it makes it so that you as a content creator knows your topic really well, and you have like a reference to go on. Like this is kind of like a good example. On my phone, I pretty much have all the tips that I have, if it could focus there. So on my phone is pretty much all of the tips that I have, and this is what I use when I make YouTube videos. I have a notepad which pretty much says all the things I need to read and stuff like that. And the last tip, or tip number 10, is to be patient. Now this is probably one of the most crucial tips that I have for you guys, just because gaining 100 or even 1,000 subscribers doesn't happen with one click of a finger. It just doesn't happen. Getting even 100 subscribers even takes a while. Like for me, it took at least like 2, 3, maybe like 6 months or like 7 months of me getting 100 subscribers, because at the beginning of 2020 I had like 75, I think, and then now we have 145, which is honestly crazy. So that's one big tip I have for you guys, is to be patient, just because and by the way guys, doing all of these tips would not only make your channel grow much better, but it will also benefit you in the future as well. If you become a much bigger YouTuber, you now know tips and tricks that you need to know when you want to make good YouTube videos. So that pretty much wraps up the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I actually really enjoyed this one, just because I kind of want to express the tips that I have learned over the past few years of me doing YouTube. Because when I started, I really did not know anything. I didn't know about having good thumbnails or good YouTube videos and stuff like that. But now I'm like, wow, I benefited so much from all of the struggles and all of the mistakes that I've made. And also, by the way guys, this is also a bonus tip as well, is learn from your mistakes. So people, and then you might be thinking, well, why PewDiePie or Jacksepticeye and Markiplier? Well, those people also suffer from mistakes, just because you're human. You can't avoid mistakes. Like, you're not a robot, you're not an alien. Mistakes are very common, and I would think that mistakes are a really good thing, because not only are you gonna benefit from it, but you're also gonna learn your mistakes, and you won't repeat them again in the future. So that's a bonus tip for you guys. And anyway guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys did, make sure to give this video a big fat like, that would be likely appreciated, and make sure to subscribe and join the family, and hit that bell so you would never miss every time I upload a new video. And with that being said, my name is Sparcan, and as always, have a good one. Also, by the way guys, stay safe from COVID-19 and wash your hands. Bye guys.